Hey, Skol Vikings family. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? I'm your die-hard Vikings fan, the one who's been screaming at my TV since the days of Randy Moss torching secondaries. And today, oh man, today we're diving into the gut-wrenching, soul-crushing abyss that was our latest meltdown. Picture this. A shutout in Seattle. Our first scoreless nightmare in 2 decades. And it's got me pacing like a caged wolf. But stick with me, because in this Vikings news update, we're breaking down 12 raw reactions that capture the fury, the frustration, and that tiny flicker of what's next. That's keeping us from total despair. You ready to unpack this debacle? Hit that like button if you're as pissed as I am, and let's charge into it. Because if we don't laugh, cry, or rage together, we'll never survive this season. The futility hit like a blizzard in July. Merciless, unrelenting, and leaving us frozen in disbelief. For the second straight week, our boys in purple put on a 3-hour clinic in how not to play football, dropping a humiliating 0-26 brick to the Seahawks on their home turf. It's not just a loss. It's a statement from the universe saying, Vikings, you're in trouble. Fans, come on, our first shutout since the Dark Ages? That's the kind of stat that makes you question every life choice leading up to this purple jersey in your closet. But here's the hook. Buried in this rock-bottom beatdown are glimmers of individual fire that could spark a turnaround, or at least give us something to yell about. What do you think? Was this the lowest point, or is there deeper hell waiting? Drop your take in the comments. I read every one. As we peel back the layers of this Vikings news disaster, remember why we love this team. The heart, the hustle, even when it hurts like hell. We've got stars shining in the shadows, draft dreams dangling like carrots, an off-field drama that's got more twists than a Kirk Cousins comeback attempt. Stay locked in, because by the end, we'll not only process the pain but plot the path forward. Skol, let's do this. This week screams rock bottom for the Kevin O'Connell era, or heck, any era of Vikings football in the last few decades. And if it's not, I don't even want to imagine what's worse lurking around the corner. We're talking a franchise that's hit the iceberg, and the band's still playing cheer-up tunes while the deck tilts. Fans, I've been riding this roller coaster since the 90s heartbreak, and this feels like that freefall after the NFC Championship gut punch, but slower, more agonizing. The stats don't lie. 0 points, 0 rhythm, just a parade of missed opportunities that left Lumen Field echoing with Seahawk laughs. But let's lean into the storytelling here. What if this is the villain origin story we needed? O'Connell's got that fire, that innovative spark that lit up 2022. But right now, it's flickering under a deluge. The extension we gave him last year? It's ink on paper mocking us as we watch play calling go sideways. Picture the huddle. Eyes darting, shoulders slumped, knowing every snap's a coin flip to catastrophe. Yet, deep down, I believe this coach can rally us. He's got that underdog magic. What about you? Is this the wake-up call? Or are we sleepwalking into oblivion? Hit me with your honest gut reaction below. Your voice keeps this Vikings news fire alive. And as we stew in this mess, hold on to this. Rock bottoms where diamonds form. We've clawed back from worse. Think 2016 miracle or that 98 playoff run. This isn't the end. It's the gritty chapter that forges legends. Stay tuned, because the next scenes unpack the QB chaos that's got us all twisted up. Skol. All those fairy tale theories about Max Brosmer channeling Brock Purdy's rags to riches arc? Yeah, they crashed harder than a screen door in a hurricane. Turns out he played worse than J.J. McCarthy, and that bar was already scraping the turf. Brosmer steps in for the concussed McCarthy, and what do we get? A debut that makes you wonder if he studied the playbook or just memorized excuses. First read? Missed. Panic sets in faster than a Vikings secondary leak, and suddenly our offense is playing hot potato with the ball, except no one's catching it. Stats-wise, he finished with under 100 yards, 2 picks, and a fumble that screamed rookie regret from the replay booth. Story time. I sat there, purple foam finger limp in my hand, watching Brosmer's eyes light up like a deer in headlights on every drop back. We hyped him as the savior spark, the undrafted gem ready to steal the show, but instead, it's like he brought college jitters to the pros and left his arm in Minnesota. Fans, this isn't just one bad game. It's a mirror to our QB curse that's plagued us since Dante went down. Brosmer probably won't sniff another start, and honestly, can you blame the staff? But hey, what if this forces the real fix? Would you bench him for good or give one more shot? Comment your QB hot takes. Vikings news thrives on your passion. Through the smoke of this bust, though, emerges a silver lining. It exposes the cracks we conceal. Purdy succeeded with poise and protection. Brosmer drowned without either. Imagine the offseason war room, Kwesi plotting the next move. This low point is fuel. As we pivot to the bigger picture, the next beat hits on why there's no quick escape from this nightmare. Hang tight, Warriors, the plot thickens. There's no band-aid for this Vikings wound in the foreseeable future, and that's the cold, hard truth that's got me chain-smoking hypothetical trades at 2 a.m. We locked in Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell with extensions less than a year ago. Those deals haven't even kicked in yet, and now? It's like buying a sinking ship tickets to the World Series. The only lifeline is a suddenly magical J.J. McCarthy, but let's be real. Through 6 starts, he's statistically one of the worst QBs in league history, fumbling more potential than a rookie in a spotlight. Busts like Josh Rosen or Zach Wilson flash in my mind, and it chills me to the bone. Narrate this with me. The front office huddles under fluorescent lights, staring at tape of McCarthy's misfires, knowing a Hail Mary trade for Kyler Murray or Mac Jones is grasping at ghosts. Not sound strategy, just desperate gasps. We're screwed if we don't pivot, but firing now? Nah, that'd echo the Sam Darnold blunder we barely survived. Fans, this is our Vikings odyssey at its darkest. Loyalty clashing with logic, hope versus stats that scream, rebuild. Do you trust Kwesi with the next big swing? Or is it time for the nuclear option? Spill it in the comments. Your insights shape our Vikings news saga. Yet, in this storm, stories of resilience rise. We've extended bad contracts before and turned tides. Think the Zimmer rebuild that birthed stars. This fix might be ugly, but it's ours. Teasing ahead. Amid the doom, one defender's turning heads like a purple supernova. You won't believe who's carrying this D on his back. Dallas Turner is morphing into a star right before our bleary eyes, logging another monster game. His 3rd straight sack party. 4th if we count that roughing call against Baltimore earlier this month. And damn, it's the one ray of purple sunshine in this gray Seattle sky. The guy's a heat-seeking missile, disrupting plays like he's got a personal vendetta against Seahawk QBs. 3 tackles for loss, a forced fumble that had the sideline erupting. Turner's not just playing. He's dominating, with 8.5 sacks already this season, on pace to shatter rookie records. In a game where our offense vanished, he was the ghost haunting their backfield. Let me paint the picture. Turner's bursting off the edge, eyes locked like a hawk, twisting linemen into pretzels and sacking the signal caller before the ball even dreams of leaving his hand. We drafted him 17th overall for this exact fire, and now, he's the beacon in our defensive dawn, reminding me of that '09 Jared Allen terror. Fans, isn't it poetic? Our pass rush phenom thriving while the rest rudderless? But does one star save a sinking ship? Who's your defensive MVP pick so far? Yell it out below. Vikings news is better with your fire. This kid's arc is the stuff of highlight reels, the narrative hook that keeps me glued even in defeat. Turner's not just stats. He's hope personified, a storyline screaming future is bright amid the busts. As we shift gears, though the rain pours harder, our star receivers start the game by dropping dimes like they're allergic to leather. Stay with me, the drops that doomed us from the jump. Brosmer wasn't scripted for stardom, but man, he got no help from his pass catchers right out the gate. Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, our dynamic duo, straight up dropped catchable balls that could have flipped the script early. Addison whiffed on a slant that hit him in the hands. Jefferson juggled a deep shot like it was a greased pig. And just like that, momentum's a Seahawks souvenir. These aren't rookie mistakes. They're from guys who combined for 3,000 yards last year, now ghosting under pressure. When it rains, it pours, literally, in that drizzly Seattle slop, and our offense drowned before it swam. Storytelling mode. Imagine the roar of the 12th man fading as Jefferson extends, fingers grazing glory, only for the ball to slip away like a bad dream. We've idolized these speed demons, but today, they mirrored the team's malaise. compounding Brosmer's jitters into a turnover tsunami. Fans, we've seen Jejeta's light up skies. Remember that 2022 explosion? This regression stings like a purple heart. Was it wet ball woes or deeper rust? What's your excuse or fix for these drops? Comment your receiver rants. Let's commiserate in this Vikings news therapy session. But here's the twist in our tale. Drops happen to the best, and redemption arcs are our specialty. Addison's still got that burner speed. Jefferson's routes are poetry. This hiccup? Just a plot device for the comeback chapter. Up next, the unsung hero who's quietly all-pro-ing his way through our chaos. Eric Wilson played like an all-pro beast. Again. Stacking tackles and disruptions that make you wonder why he's not headlining more headlines in this purple purgatory. The guy's a tackling machine, leading with 12 stops, a sack, and that veteran savvy sniffing out screens before they bloom. In a season that's been a dumpster fire, Wilson's our steady Eddie, the glue holding the D together when stars fade. Off-season priority? Re-sign this warrior yesterday. He's the heartbeat of 2025's silver linings, turning free agent scraps into gold. Envision it. Wilson's prowling the middle, reading plays like a chess grandmaster, filling gaps with thunderous hits that echo through Lumen. From undrafted to unsung legend, his story's the underdog epic we crave. 12 tackles for loss on the year, more than some starters. Fans, in this horrid campaign, Wilson's the reason I don't mute the TV. Who's your surprise stud this year? Eric all the way or someone else? Shout it in the comments. Your picks fuel our Vikings news vibes. His resurgence isn't just stats. It's sole proof that grit outshines glamour. As we savor this spark, the draft lottery calls. With this loss, we're eyeing 11th overall in 2026. Trust the process? Buckle up for that debate next. The Vikings would snag the 11th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft if the season mercifully ended tonight. And Vikings fans, that number's got more drama than a soap opera finale. Do we trust Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to drop it on a quarterback who doesn't haunt our nightmares? We're talking prime real estate for a signal caller savior. But after drafts passed, my stomach's in knots. 11 feels like a tease. High enough for talent, low enough to miss the elite QBs, forcing us into trade-up roulette or settling for a project. Let's spin the yarn. The war room buzzes, scouts sweating as boards flip, Kwesi channeling his analytics wizardry to nail the pick. We've seen him flip Christian Darrisaw into a cornerstone. Genius. But QBs? That's the ghost of Rick Spielman specials. Fans, with McCarthy's stats resembling a horror flick, bottom 5 in every metric through 6 starts. This pick's our lifeline or laugh line. Would you mortgage futures for Shedeur Sanders, or play it safe? Your draft dreams in the comments. Vikings news needs that speculation buzz. This draft dance is our off-season thriller, suspense thicker than U.S. bank fog. 11's a crossroads, not a curse. Teasing the morbid comedy ahead. Our next foe's a mirror of misery, turning losses into a twisted lottery. Speaking of draft roulette, get this morbid chuckle. Minnesota hosts Washington next weekend, a squad reeling from 6 straight L's, turning it into a battle of losing streaks where the winner tanks their draft slot like a bad bet. It's hilariously grim. 2 teams so synced in suck that victory feels like voluntary sabotage. Imagine the pregame hype. Lose hard or lose home. With our 11th perch teetering, a W could plummet us to 15th, gifting better foes worse picks. Seahawks whoop us 26-0. Now this? The football god's cruel joke. Narrate the absurdity. Players glancing at standings mid-huddle. Coaches scripting almost wins to sabotage subtly. We've been the kings of close but no Super Bowl, but this streak showdown? Peak Vikings irony. Fans, laugh or cry. Which camp you in? Would you root for the loss to lock a higher pick? Spill the dark humor below. Even in Vikings news despair, we bond over the bizarre. This clash of catastrophes is comedy gold in tragedy's cloak, a reminder that rock bottom has trapdoors. But amid the laughs, one Viking flashed vintage fire. T.J. Hawkinson's target party that hinted at glory reclaimed. T.J. Hawkinson finally feasted on some real attention in the passing game. Probably because Brosmer couldn't peel past his first read to save his soul, and man, He channeled 2022 beast mode with 6 grabs for 59 yards. Slicing seems like the pro bowler we drafted him to be. In an offense allergic to rhythm, Hawk's sure hands were a revelation. Contested catches, YAC bursts, even drawing a PI that should have been more. It's the refreshing jolt we've craved since his ACL woes. A stat line screaming, "I'm back," in a sea of silence. Picture the route. Hawk posting up, Brosmer lobbing it late but true, TJ contorting midair for the snag. Pure poetry after months of ghost status. From 1,000-yard tear to injury limbo, his arcs are emotional anchor. Fans, this is the Hawkinson we mortgaged futures for. Does it signal a fence awakening? Or one-game wonder? Your T takes in the comments. Vikings News loves that loyalty. His renaissance isn't fluke. It's fortitude, a thread in our tattered tapestry. As we glow on this, the penalty parade crashes the party. 10 flags flying higher than our hopes. The Vikings racked up 10 penalties. Yep, double the league average of 6 per game. And that demon's still possessing us, turning clean drives into self-sabotage specials. False starts on 3rd down, holdings wiping out Turner's gains, illegal formations that scream undisciplined chaos. It's like the refs got a purple phobia. In a shutout snoozer, those 85 yards gifted Seattle were the real MVPs of their win, compounding our offensive anemia into full farce. Story hour. The whistle blows, crowd groans as our O-line jumps early again. Brosmer resetting like a glitchy robot. We've preached discipline since camp. But here, it's regression city, costing possessions and points in a game we couldn't afford a single slip. Fans, this isn't bad luck. It's bad habits. How do we exorcise these ghosts? Fines, film, or fire? Vent your penalty rage below. It's catnip for Vikings news discourse. Yet, penalties are fixable foes, not fatal. We've cleaned house before. Remember 2017 surge? This tallies a teachable tantrum. Next up, the untouchable truth about canning the brain trust. We can't realistically axe Kwesi Adofo-Mensah midstream, cause history's brutal on firing GMs while hugging head coaches. It rarely births winners, just awkward limbo. And dumping O'Connell? Madness. He'd land on his feet elsewhere, thriving like the offensive guru he is, turning our blunder into Seattle 2.0, echoing that Sam Darnold free agency fiasco we still regret. Sticking with McCarthy's the gamble, though, his 6 starts are bust blueprints akin to Rosen, Lance, or Wilson flaming out fast. Bust bite, but they're business. Weave the web, boardroom debates rage, owners weighing loyalty against league lore, knowing intact cores risk 2026 deja vu. The insanity loop of same old purple pain. Fans, this stasis versus shake-up dilemmas are Shakespearean saga. Fire him, trade him, or trust? Your verdict in comments. Vikings news pulses with your pulse. This crossroads isn't checkmate. It's chess, strategic stalls birthing bold moves. As we wrestle this, the offseason looms like a thriller sequel, packed with intrigue. Because this season's shattered like a dropped Lombardi dream, the 2025 offseason's brewing into one of the most nail-biting, plot twist-packed sagas in years, free agency frenzy, draft drama. Maybe even a QB coup that'll have a Skol and G at dawn. We're talking cap space carve-outs, star extensions, and that 11th pick turning into a franchise pivot. After this rock-bottom run, every whisper from Winter Park's electric. Will Kwesi chase a vet arm, or double down on youth? The suspense? Thicker than Minneapolis humidity. Craft the cliffhanger. Agents dialing, scouts scouting, fans forums exploding as rumors ripple. Who's in? Who's out? We've had off-seasons that birthed beasts, 2022's Cousins extension glow-up, and flops, Spielman's QB whiffs. This one's primed for Phoenix rise. Fans, what's your off-season wish list? Murray Magic or rebuild reset? Dream big in the comments. It's the spark for our Vikings news future. This intermission of intrigue. It's our reset button, the narrative bridge from nadir to nexus. One last gut punch bonus before we rally. Even Will Reichard couldn't save us, 'cause we never sniffed field goal range without turning the ball over like confetti at a funeral. Bonus gut twist. We couldn't even thump our chests over Will Reichard's golden boot this week. The kid's 21 of 23 on FGs, perfect on X-piece. But the offense was so anemic, we never crossed midfield without a clown car turnover handing it back. No attempts inside 45 yards, just a parade of picks and fumbles that left our kicker twiddling thumbs on the sideline. Reichard's the quiet king in this crap storm, nailing kickoffs and consistency when chaos reigns. Visualize the void. Ball carrier coughs it up at the 40, Seahawks scoop and score. Reichard sighing as his stats stay statue still. From rookie nerves to reliable rock, he's our unsung sniper. Fans, in a 0-point Zippo, he's the moral victory MVP. Rate his season. A+ or underrated? Comment your kicker kudos. Vikings News salutes the steady. Wrapping this whirlwind. Reichard's poise is our parting promise. Proof talent thrives even in turmoil. Now deep breath, Skol squad. All right, Vikings faithful. We've raged through the wreckage, spotlighted the sparks, and stared down the storm. This shutout saga's our shared scar, but it's forging fiercer fans. From Turner's terror to the off-season thriller, we've got threads of triumph to tug. What's your biggest takeaway from this Vikings News deep dive? Rock bottom rally cry or total teardown? Sound off below. I live for your purple passion. If this vid fired you up or just fueled the fury, smash that like button, drop a comment with your wildest prediction, subscribe for daily doses of Vikings hope and hype, and share this with your fellow Skolmates who need the camaraderie. We're in this together. Next week, we dissect that Washington weirdness. Until then, keep the faith, wear the purple proud. Skol Vikings.